Once there was a time when we were through, we were dead. We were young and naive, still scared of what we couldn't see. Love was just a broken road, a burning home, until the day I found a sense of hope and to hold when you came around. Time has passed me by, but you're still here, you're still near. We still have to fight all our fears, the time and years. We were young and naive, still scared of what we couldn't see. Love was just a broken road, a burning home, until the day I found a sense of hope and to hold when you came around. We'll shed blood to keep up. This love will never die. This love will never die.
Music to me is singing along in my car and singing along in the shower and dancing and slipping and busting my ass and playing on stage and going nuts. To me, it's a form of therapy. It's a form of getting out these words and dealing with these things, because I think constantly. I think myself to sleep, which is exhausting often. But these songs, when I'm singing them, it takes me out of that. And when I'm writing them, it takes that out of me. And so for me, that's, I think, the only way. I think I did video for a long time in high school, and I thought that maybe that was my career path. And as I continued to do that, I was still writing songs. I could not write songs. I could not do music. And I was working a job doing video. I just got sick of it. I was like, I hate this. I don't like this. I want to do music. And so for me, it's like air, you know. I just breathe it. I hear it in things. You hear it in the birds. You hear it in the air vent. You know, it makes a little humming noise, and it's like, oh, what's going on there? It sounds like an F flat. You know, you just listen and you just kind of tune in, and that's music for me. It's everywhere. Hearing more people and being engaged in it, you know, especially coming from like a worship music background, growing up in that, it was like the whole idea was to get people to sing with you, and I love doing that. I love singing with other people. I love performing. And music is air. It's oxygen. It's necessity. You know, I can't not have it, and that's it. You know, I couldn't get away from it even if I tried, I think.
He was a lost boy causing a scene. Mama said he's hanging with the wrong crowd. Kicked out of high school at 17. Daddy wasn't very proud. And now that he's got nothing to show, blowing smoke just to tune everyone out. If I say see a kid in bounds, head stuck up in the clouds, there's no running from this one. It'll come back to get you till you opened your eyes. Till you opened your eyes.
I grew up in a musical family, sort of. So my immediate family, my house family, my mom, my dad, my siblings, they don't play music. But my granddad and my uncles travel in a gospel quartet. And they've done that for a long time. And so my granddad was kind of my first influence in music, and church music in general plays a huge part in music for me. But there were pictures of me sitting at a piano or playing a drum set or a guitar from a very, very young age, probably 3 or 4. So it's always been a part of my life. But I didn't start kind of picking it up and taking it seriously till like 5th or 6th grade. I used to stay at my grandparents' house pretty often, like while my parents were at work. So after school, I would go there, and that time spent around my granddad, listening to music and singing this old quartet style music. That was kind of my start. But then I grew up in a really, really big church, and so I saw one of my friends playing guitar, and I wanted to learn how to play. So I decided to learn how to play there, and that transitioned into me singing and leading worship every week for 6 to 8 years. I mean, from 6th grade to my senior year of high school, I was doing that, singing songs on stage in front of 250 people multiple times a week, which was kind of an experience that helped me a lot grow as a musician and kind of gain the experience that I needed to move forward with that. So Pensacola is a vacation town. Funny enough, that's what we're known for. We have the world's whitest beaches. That's what they say, and the flat water, and the Blue Angels fly over. It's like the Navy pilots, and Pensacola it's just a small beach town from a bird's eye view. But I mean, for me, Pensacola was a lot bigger than that. We have a really diverse downtown community that really helped build up a music scene as I grew through high school, which was huge for me. But what's funny is I'm actually from a town like 20 minutes outside of Pensacola called Cantonment. So though I was in a town like Pensacola most of my time, where it's more like a city, in Cantonment where I'm from, I went to an agricultural high school, and it's more considered country or redneck. Or I mean, most of the people drive big trucks with lift kits, and we had cows and goats at our school, and we were the Aggies. That was our name. And but that's my mom's from Alabama, my dad's from Mississippi, so that's kind of part of my life as well. It's funny, Pensacola is not a very big town. It's probably about 1/10 the size of Nashville, but this church was massive. We had, I think they claimed to have 15,000 members, something like that. There's a lot. And so we had a lot of high quality production around what we were doing, which enabled me to use tools and things like that I wouldn't have been able to use anywhere else in Pensacola, because there really isn't much music there outside of church. And so it was my outlet to tune in. And I was using in-ear monitors when I was in the 6th grade, and I was learning from world-class musicians who had toured and traveled and played music their entire lives. And that kind of influence is something that you have here in Nashville, but you don't have in Pensacola. So I think that was kind of what enabled me to grow so much there as a musician, was being around people that were truly passionate about this and that cared about it.
Pack your bags, it's time for you to go. You said it yourself, this town moves too slow. When you get there, let me know. When you get there, don't let go. Don't let got me stressing, counting all my blessings. God, come get me out of this town. 'Cause every day I wake up wishing I could break up with the city light and construction sounds. And I couldn't wait to move, I had so much to prove. It was all I could do to get away. But now that I'm here, I'm filled with fear. In the mirror when I look at my face, all I see is an empty heart and broken dreams. Oh, you caught me cussing, yeah, I'm probably running, trying to get away from myself. I need a vacation, maybe medication. You think I need professional help? And I couldn't wait to move, I had so much to prove. It's all I can do to get away. But now that I'm here, I'm filled with fear. In the mirror when I look at my face, all I see is an empty heart and broken dreams. Don't give up, you're enough, kid. Keep your head up. If it's tough, you can bluff it till you figure it out. God above, give me love so I don't mess myself up with the drugs and a lover who isn't enough for me. Oh, is it ever enough for me? And I couldn't wait to move, I had so much to prove. It's all I can do to get away. Now that I'm here, I'm filled with fear. In the mirror when I look at my face, all I see is an empty heart and broken dreams.
Well, I've been wanting to come here for a few years, really. I went to this thing called Grammy Camp in high school, which I thought was totally bogus, but it actually ended up being really cool. I had no clue, and I showed up here, and we recorded in Columbia A Quonset Hut studio, where it's just like Johnny Cash cut a bunch of records there, and we just spent a week learning about the music business. And that camp made me realize how attainable a career in music actually can be, and that it wasn't just this dream or this impossible thing to reach. And so that kind of lit a fire under my ass to move and to make this happen. So from then on, I decided I was going to move to Nashville. But it wasn't until my senior year of high school that I decided not to go to college. And that was kind of a huge step for me in telling my parents that I was going to pursue music and I didn't want to go to school. And so I moved up here in May of this year. So it's been about 7 months. And just been writing and working on a record, and that's kind of the progress so far. Nashville's way different, and that's what I was looking for. There's a lot more pressure here, and it's a lot harder here. And in Pensacola, things had grown comfortable, and they had become easy. But in Nashville, it's quite the opposite. Everyone here is a phenomenal musician, a phenomenal songwriter, a great performer. To me, it's just so inspiring, because I come here and I go to shows, and I see kids that are my age that are doing things in the music industry that are huge. They're making serious dents in the industry, and they're making careers out of music, and it just kicks my ass, and it makes me want to go home, and it makes me want to work harder, and that's why I came here, because I knew that if I was around that more, all it would do was help me. One thing I learned is to be a little more careless with my songwriting, which is funny because I've always tried to do the opposite, and I think that being intentional is important. But after going back and studying the Beatles for a little while, one of the things I think made them so successful was just being open to writing whatever was on your mind and being okay with that. And so that came out of that process quite a lot, was just, and also kind of sticking to my guns and finishing a song instead of getting halfway through it and feeling like I don't have anything left. So where writing time used to take sometimes an hour, sometimes now I'm in a room for 3 to 4 hours writing a song, which feels great when you get done. You're exhausted, but it just feels phenomenal. But it also influenced my style quite a bit. I think that's kind of changed everything for me, and it's been such a like nice release and step forward, because when I was making soul music, I just kind of felt like I was boxed in. And I also just kind of felt like I was everyone else, and I didn't really know who I was. But now with this music, a lot of it is about me and about my family and about the things that I'm going through, and for me it feels right, and so I'm very proud of that.
You remember the late nights, you remember the long drives all by ourselves. Never need no one else. Do you remember the sweet talk, the way we used to fight about the same old shit? Always so full of it. And I miss the days when we were alive. And I miss the way your hand fit in mine. We used to burn like forest fires. Our faces made for each other's eyes. We were alive. Where did we go to die? 'Cause I miss my forest fire. You told me this was real love. You said you never give up, but where are you now? Who do you think about? 'Cause I was bleeding for you with all my blood. I was breathing for you with all my lungs. Guess that wasn't enough. And I miss the days when we were alive. And I miss the way that you made me cry. We used to burn like forest fires. Our faces made for each other's eyes. We were alive. Where did we go to die? 'Cause I miss my forest fire. Let's give it another shot, love. We tried our best. Come on, it's worth the fight, but I got nothing left. Does it ever end with you? Want you to stay by my side. I think I'll stay home tonight. Baby, let's make this right. Too late, I've made up my mind. Why do I try with you? We used to burn like forest fires. At least that's how it seemed in my eyes. Maybe I was just another guy. You were more in my eyes. You were more in my eyes. We used to burn like forest fires. Our faces made for each other's eyes. We were alive. Where did we go to die? 'Cause I miss my forest fire.
There's a lot, and it ranges around a lot of different music. The Beatles I grew up listening to the Beatles in my car with my dad, over and over, the Beatles and James Taylor and guys like that. But also like Journey and Heart and Cheap Trick. That was my first concert. And all three of those bands I love so much. I've seen Journey like 6 times live, and they're phenomenal. But then there's a lot of newer bands that are really huge for me too. The 1975 is a band right now that's just been consistently inspiring me, and so that's felt great. The 1975 and Hippocampus, this weird little indie rock outfit out of Minneapolis who are putting out records, I think, beyond their years. They're very young. I say kids, they're older than I am, but they're like 22 or 23. They're still really, really young, and they're putting out records with such value and such grit. I think that people that their age just aren't doing that now, and really people in general aren't doing that now. And then weirdly enough, Nashville has kind of kicked me into this bit of country music almost, with Jason Isbell, and I guess we almost call him a country artist. He's phenomenal. His songwriting is it's very intentional, and the lyrics are very well worded, and he almost takes a back door to every metaphor. Like, you just never see it coming. And to me, I love that. Some others are maybe like the Cars, the Police, guys like that I love. I grew up listening to a lot of John Mayer. Then in high school and middle school, I fell in love with John Mayer, and I would be lying if I said he doesn't still inspire me. I think he's a phenomenal musician and artist. So. Backdoor. That's a really weird one for me. I love that song. It's not like I don't think it's a big hit. I don't think it's this like slamming single, but something about it resonates with me, and I don't know why, because it kind of was written in happenstance. I don't know where it came from. It was a very subconscious thing, and I try to break it down to know what I was trying to say in those words. From what I understand of it thus far, and I've thought through this quite a bit since I've written it, because it's only been about a month since I wrote it. And the song was written about no one specific, but about multiple people that I've met in my life that are kind of lost from divorce and from the emptiness of not having a father in their life, and that dissonance and what that causes them to do, and that disbelief in love, that love doesn't exist anymore because they never had it. And that's that idea is, who you taking home tonight, a fire that feels just right. You're trying to fill that void with something that's not love. They're too scared to commit.
16, standing by the water, it was all a dream. Just like Daddy told us she would never marry. Love was just an offering she could bring to fools like me. So Mary, who you taking home tonight? A fire that burns just right, a touch to make it come alive. Life's hard and you amount to nothing, a heart less scarred by memories of a family who's torn apart by a man who lost his way. So Mary, who you taking home tonight? A fire that burns just right, a touch to make you come alive. A hand to hold, God knows you never had one. A heart this cold, just like yours. Wake up and where did he go? Right out the back door, right out the back door. Don't carry his weight, you don't have to carry. Don't marry mistakes, you'll find love. Don't listen to fate, don't listen to fate. So Mary, who you taking home tonight? The fire that burns just right, a touch to make it come alive. A hand to hold, God knows you never had one. A heart this cold, just like yours. Wake up and where'd he go? Right out the back door. Right out the back door.